This is a 2020 message for humanity. And so, I don't know if you've noticed, the universe has been announcing to us all, in public and private, and in catastrophic deeds, that all of us, together, are one. We're joined inextricably and without explanation. And every message says, so listen now. For each one of us and everything, the message is very clear. We all have a role to play. It's universal, it's the meaning and the point of the word, and it's true. All of nature and humans and any animal, all of us and everything in the universe is us. It seems, though, that the humanity behind diversity confuses the humans. They're all too busy and righteous, or all out shopping. So who seems to be listening, and who seems to care? Now, this is a message to you, human being. You have a choice to be or not to be. But the humans said, how can we be? No, surely, with the do's and the do-nots, the haves and the have-nots. And the powers that be said, some of the humans are useful and some are not. And those replied, but you are the haves and we are the have-nots. And then they sold each other, and sold tickets on rafts and in lorries to the land of have. And they talked of human rights all day long. And no one was really listening, and no one showed they cared. It was okay for the humans who'd found their shopping pleasure spots, the need to fulfill the not-so-secret avarice. Search, browse, choose, shuffle, click, watch, reserve, book, pay, confirm, done. So easy, that point of fulfillment. Or not. Stimulated or not. Or still desperately in need. And when the package arrives, the thrill survives, if only for a moment. And the greed, oh the greed. And such tyranny. The lawyers and the bankers and the right honourables screamed out for more power. Wealth without prejudice. We'll do you a favour. And the humans then took from each other. They took all they could, have or have not. And some thought they listened, and some thought they cared. And then they battled over borders and fishing and laws with apparently no shame. An online war with the warriors and the wounded bearing all, with their also important vicious thoughts. The egotistical weapons of social media fulfilling a host of hostile needs. And with so much noise. Oh, the noise. Noise everywhere. From the media, influencers, philanthropists and follow me entrepreneurs. It never stops. And a few seem to listen, and some duped you that they cared. So even nature couldn't hear, and everyone and everything was gasping for air. An industrial, social, political racket. But the humans could have and do like never before. So they booked and partied, hotelled, roamed and rallied like never before. Looking for answers. Looking for how to be. While other humans slept on the streets, in forlorn, painful and unfair despair. Their lives had been neatly unfolded, with the remnants squashed back into a carrier bag. Just being, in the absence of do or have. And other humans chose to sleep out under the stars with their luxury haves all around in nature, desperate for peace, desperate to be. And then some humans said, this life is so precarious, and they chose to leave the earth, full of anguish and fear. And the young innocents then went out onto the streets to tell us all to listen. All powers, humans and warriors, stop and listen. Let us all breathe. And still, very few listened. And though some said they cared, and all those vulnerable so needed the humans in power, but nothing happened. Insecure and paranoid, the powers quaffed on champagne to numb their imposter syndromes. But it only served to drown and send the fears bubbling back up again to the surface of pretense. And all of nature said, we too are drowning, suffocating. The animals kept on dying and leaving the earth, and the humans killed the animals for food and fun and decoration. And the catastrophes killed more and more of everyone and everything, and they all left the earth. And the universe said, enough. And still no one listened, and still no one really cared. And now the time has come to listen. What will save us all now on this God's earth? Has our time really come? This death is indiscriminate. There's no favours for anyone. There's no such carefree existence where we scramble for purpose, thrill and joy. Fear now screams in our faces, with protective armour hiding away behind the precarious reality of these days with this lottery virus. An urban germ warfare that shows it doesn't care. And the fighting began again. Fighting for space, exercise, defence and bare necessities. Everyone and everything. And all the consumers all over questioned who had actually cared. While they scrabbled for their last party's delivery slots at all their haves. And the judges judged and the outragers outraged in a seemingly sadistic pleasure over the drama of unprecedented times. And the universe is listening because the universe always cared. And meanwhile, nature is quietly watching the crisis and the chaos, whilst breathing in some fresher air and daring to step forward. And then the silence came, and the earth began to breathe again. The humans were less, and the humans were slower. Nature, as always, was busy doing its daily chores without prejudice and with no need for favour. And we, human beings, what will become of us now? If we don't listen now, we may not have another chance. All of you can call out to all humanity. Because of the power of separation, this moment is crying out for our heart's connection. And who will really listen? And who will show they care? The universe is inside of us all of it in its entirety. All of humanity, nature, power, connection, fulfillment, thrill, joy and love, and every rainbow. That's it. That's all there is. To absolutely know this is just to be. And now we have to choose. Dumbed by the power of control, all or nothing, do or have, or call out for compassion and kindness for everyone and everything. All that we have and do is just all that. That is to simply be.